Education and the New Normal by Teresita Tanwenko Tumapon, June 4, 2020. School year terms and blended sessions, we sense that normal isn't coming back, that we are being born into a new normal, a new kind of society, a new relationship to the earth, a new experience of being human, by Charles Eisenstein. Before the onset of the coronavirus disease 2019 or the COVID-19, we prefix what we say with the 21st century. We used to say or write 21st century knowledge and skill, defining this as the 21st century competencies such as critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. However, with the coronavirus pandemic, we have a new catchword, the new normal. The Oxford Dictionary defines catchword as a briefly popular or fashionable word or phrase used to encapsulate particular concept. So, what is the concept of embracing the new normal? The American Dictionary defines new normal as a previously unfamiliar or atypical situation that has this time become standard, usual, or expected. What was previously unfamiliar that has become standard, usual, or expected? What has become normal? The lockdowns, quarantines, mass, washing hands, taking vitamins, and nutrient-rich food to nurture health, covering a cup mouth and sneezing nose, physical distancing, and the omnipresent support technology are a must to continue for a lifetime. This and more compose the new normal. Before COVID-19, Industry 4 or the robot age of Agenda 2030, robotics was already a popular focus. Much more at this time where robot executes routine jobs. Nowadays, robots serve in healthcare, social works, businesses, and trade, food, and in other aspects of human activity. Various organizations, companies are resorting to virtual, private networks and voice-over protocols, especially that meetings, negotiation, consultation are mostly virtual. As Dr. Henry Chan wrote on May 10, 2020 in the Manila Times, telecommunity represent a new paradigm in office work. If remote works become more common after the COVID-19 pandemic, General Module 8 employers may decide to reduce lease costs and hire people from regions with cheaper labor costs. Companies will use 5G and information and communication technology. As an aside, 5G is the fifth generation mobile network. It is a new global wireless standard after 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G networks. 5G enables a new kind of network that is designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, including machines, objects, and devices. Semesters, trimesters, quarterly terms. Up to this early June, COVID-19 is not into its second wave, and we pray that there should be no other. The so-called referral to a second wave has spawned some debates in the higher echelons of our government. However, there can be no possible firm and uniform plans for formal schooling where technology accessibility is concerned. We are unsure how future days would be defined COVID-wise. Several tertiary and basic institutions have postponed graduation to next school year. It may be a goodly far-off future before we can comfortably define our enrollment size, whether to cut down on or replace or shorten degree program with certificates, planning of reviews, examination, and graduation. Universities on a non-semester schedule may have to adjust to what the official schedule would be the next school year. That is the national ministering bodies, the Department of Education or DepEd, and the Commission on Higher Education or CHED will set strictly a school term format. Before the pandemic, state, universities, and colleges were to begin an August term. Adjusting could be easier for institutions on trimestral schedules. We have semesters, trimesters, and summer terms. Why not quarterly? I recall that in the middle 50s, higher education institution were on a quarterly schedule. The maximum we students could take was 12 credit units or 4 lecture subjects. A quarterly term ends after 2.5 months. Laboratory subjects were adjusted accordingly. Would a quarterly term be considered in the new normal? Learning in the new normal, blended learning is not wholly new. Philippine universities such as the University of the Philippines, Open University, have used blended learning in the new normal. All schools will have blended or purely online courses. Training in using teaching and learning platforms will be available for both teachers and students. DepEd, CHED, and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority have issued and will continue to issue notices, much like March 22, 2020, Notice of India's Secretary of Sent to India's HEIS. The said notice suggested to the teaching and research academic to utilize this lockdown period for various academic activities including A. Online content development, online teaching, and online evaluation. B. Prepare lesson plan and develop instructional materials. And C. Carry on research, write articles, and prepare innovative questions or question bank, etc. Furthermore, that teachers and students effectively utilize the University Grants Commission's carry of e-learning platforms, which include massive open online courses, the Consortiums for Educational Communication University Grants Commission, YouTube channel, National Digital Library, Shodhanaga is a digital repository platform of 260,000 Indian electronic theses and dissertations for research students to deposit their PhD theses and make them available to the entire scholarly community in open access. Teaching and learning platforms, Philippine-wise, we have available online educational platforms. One is the DepEd Commons, accessible on Globe or TM powered smartphones, free of data charges, and which is also accessible to the private school students. Because of the COVID-19 movement restrictions, the DepEd has been encouraging students to continue their learning online. We should have more of these platforms and learn too from the offshore institution their actions on the new normal in education.